was 3D printing. We saw this and we said, holy smokes. Or I did. And I said, this is potentially destroy our company. Then I went down to the engineers and said, have you seen this? And it's going to take us out of business. And they all laughed and said, no, it's not. And they showed me why, because the printers can't create any kind of quality that's comparable with anything. So that was a big scare. But it's important to kind of look at those things that are, right around the corner. If you're, let's say you're Hilton Hotels, which is also, right now, Airbnb is, kicking some butt in that area, and it come out of nowhere. So it's being clear about those things and seeing it always new things that are disruptive. It's, as I've said in my TED Talk, it has never, ever happened any time in world history since Ramses II fought with the Hittites in Upper Egypt that a company or anybody has won competing against a new dominant technology. It's never going to happen. So really scan for those things and evaluate them and see it as a opportunity every single time. If that, you can kind of massage that mindset in, and even if it's a little artificial at first and you have to kind of jump through some hoops and create some events and, invite people to some conferences or what it could be, it's always interesting.
Yeah.
It's always interesting to do that.
No, that's
and
great.
And it makes your people sharper and give them an understanding that they're a force to be reckoned with, and not just, all right, I'm a very clever guy doing this specific job. No, I have a lifelong learning process, and this is part of it.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. That's that in and of itself is kind of a great message to share with the team and get people engaged around this cause. So that's fantastic. I'm trying to think. I think we've covered everything that I wanted to cover. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to share, thoughts you had this has been awesome.
I'm just sitting here looking through I did a couple of notes. I think what would also be good to try and explore in the company, and this is something I've discovered both in Lego and also in other companies, the people who were very early on a lot of tech, they usually fall into two categories. They're either poets, people who are, want to try something new and experiment, or plumbers, people who, I need a wrench. There's a better wrench over here. Let me use that one.
Yeah.
And if you have people like that in your organization, try and identify them and make sure you and your internal materials to people tell those stories in a positive way. That's really, because that's really reassuring, and it gets other people thinking, I know that Bob in the other department, he actually did such and such, and we have never talked about that, but it was a good idea.
Yeah.
And then you will see these kind of things, again, pop out in the organization. They can be very powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. We definitely have both types in our organization. I think we do a pretty good job of recognizing that and leveraging that, those different kind of approaches in right ways, but we haven't necessarily thought about that specifically in the context of digital transformation yet. So that's a good one to point out.
And I think the last one I have here, just going through my notes, is how you track progression and success, and it needs to be tied to real business. Yes. It can't be. It can't be. It can't be, as I call it, the ministry of silly walks, and we've done something new and it's really fun, and here we go again, right? It can be that once in a while, C-level will have to force changes on and say, all right, we are going to change and use this new technology tool, I don't know, Salesforce for tracking of client leads, and because this is going to help us in the long run. People are going to be saying, I used to use my old Excel spreadsheet. Yep, too bad. That was yesteryear, because, we need to be able to track this. But it's just important that you can ideate and have fun with, not real problems, but when it gets down to business, you need to work on something that creates changes in your everyday life. I would say usually marketing is where these things are easiest to implement, because the marketing people are easy, they have easy access to these channels, and everybody uses social media and all these kind of tools. Yeah. And that's just something that will be good to work with.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point. And that's one of the things that we've experienced so far as well. Is just, there's certain things that are like really clear, really obvious. There's a hard benefit. You can easily measure it and calculate it and go. But there are definitely ideas